Hello and welcome back, where we've got a lot to unpack because I've been listening to LOVEBITES, Winds of Transylvania, the, just to read the full title, the Vlad Love version, which I'm assuming is to do with the fact this appears to be the theme tune to an anime. Whenever things are theme tunes to animes, I never go and check the actual anime. I'm more of a music person than an anime person. Okay, anyway, let's begin unpacking this, because I've got to be honest, there's a lot, as I say, to unpack about this song, but the one thing I must say first of all is that I went through this grinning from ear to ear, because this is kind of that level of crazy, bombastic, over the top that I want from LOVEBITES. I have said this about this whole genre of sort of melodic metal, of which LOVEBITES seems to be one of the main artists at the current moment, especially in Japan. This style where the drums are always going at like sort of double or quad time, where the guitars are playing a sort of a heavy rock rhythm underneath, but then sort of breaking out into these crazy solos, and where the vocals are doing more of a slow, melodic, big, sort of theatrical melody. I have said that that works, but it works best when there is some kind of, like I say, some sort of play towards that theatrical. When you have something like big orchestral swells, there is something very orchestral about LOVEBITES music that I think really goes a long way towards their success. I've often said that this sort of thing works when there is the feeling that it leans into the crazy a little bit. It knows that, as I say, it has that theatrical value, so be a little bit crazy, be a little bit showy, be a little bit over the top. And wow, this is probably the most over the top I've seen them, whether it be the interpolations of Beethoven's Fifth towards the, right at the beginning and in the middle. I mean, the very beginning, it starts with like a little bit of Beethoven's Fifth immediately going into screaming guitars before we've even got into the first verse. This is a song that knows to go over the top. The solos were a little bit, they had little moments of going dissonant, but even there it was a sort of a dissonance in which the guitars were screaming. It was a feeling of being crazy, being weird, being a little bit out there, being not just sort of playing through particularly melodic twiddles, but doing twiddles that sounded like you're about to break the guitar in a kind of a professionally done way. Everything felt like the song was screaming over the top, out of control, and that to me worked because it was written in a way that it worked. There was a feeling that this song sort of gives the impression of a sort of a no shit's given, we're going crazy kind of vibe, but every single one of those decisions upon multiple listens is actually very well executed, very cleverly done. As I say, a lesser band would probably take the Beethoven's Fifth thing and just, let's work that into the riff, and then it would become a sort of a lazy thing that sounded like the song was a little bit of a stereotype. A lazier band would perhaps have a guitar solo that was just pure crazy screaming sounds all the way through. Here it was the intelligence to use those elements lightly. As I say, those little uses of Beethoven, those little uses of the occasional screaming dissonant note or dissonant run on the guitar, dissonant scale perhaps. The fact that you get the big high vocal note is right at the end. She's not constantly bursting into ultra high notes. She's keeping the melody going and then throws in that one big final burst in the final note of the song. I love that. The fact that they decided to have a piano breakdown at the end, but that piano breakdown was just sort of a little 30 seconds just to roll you out of there. It was a case of a weird amount of taste. I had myself grinning from ear to ear when I was listening to this song because of the fact that it was just so crazy. And this is why I love the idea of analysing music so much, because as has been said, and as has come up in some of the podcasts I've done, it is very true that ultimately the only thing that really matters when you listen to a song is, do you enjoy it? And that is fair. And if it was the only thing even worth talking about, then I wouldn't even have a channel. But sometimes it is nice to go back and think about why. And there's something very rewarding to me when I can just be like smiling so much at just the craziness of a song. But then when I go back, I can also respect the craft of the musicians who put together something which was smart. It was smart in sounding crazy. It was engineered to be that way. Like when you can watch an insane, over-the-top action film which has ridiculous CGI and just be thinking, this is just what is going on here. And then you can have someone break down how they did the CGI and you think, wow, a lot of time and effort and thought went into that. This is why I think I really enjoyed this song. Now, is it one that I'm going to come back to regularly? I think it's probably too much to have this on your playlist every day. But if you just feel like having something particularly mad and you want something that's engineered to be that in a very good way, this is a go-to song. I think this was really fun. This is one of my favourite songs from Love Bites yet. Certainly is not the catchiest song they've ever done. The chorus is, again, as is always the case with them. I mean, I don't really want to sort of repeat points I've said in previous reviews of Love Bites, is the chorus is, again, beautiful melody. All the melodic work in their songs is brilliant, and that is very true here again. But this is certainly not one of those ones that gets stuck in your head. But the execution, the whole mood, the whole just the whole tone of this song probably will get stuck in your memory as just being that little bit of bombastic craziness that is definitely worth going back and enjoying if you're in the mood for it. So there you go. There are my thoughts. Please tell me what you think. Looking forward to reading your comments. Until I hopefully see you very soon for the next one of these, though. For now, ciao, ciao.